Hey guys, got another little how-to video for you, and that's installing a blow-off valve or diverter valve on your V2. This is my buddy Pat. He's my prototyper. I put all my prototype stuff and test stuff on his car. But what Pat doesn't know about this installation is he is going to do the entire thing without my help, just to show you guys how easy this is. And did I tell you that before I started filming?
No, he didn't tell me.
Yeah,
that.
so it's a big surprise to Pat. That's how easy this is to put in. So Pat is actually going to do the installation. He's putting on exactly what you would get if you ordered this off of our website. It's a pre-modified map sensor adapter, all the hoses, bolts, everything you need ready to go. So with that being said, Pat, good luck.
Let's go.
So the first thing we're going to have Pat do is install this map sensor adapter. This is the hardest part of this installation, so it's going to be the first thing we do. In the kit, you have some hose, the adapter, and some hose clamps. So I'm going to have Pat throw the hose on first. The reason you do this is because it's hard to get underneath the map sensor after this is installed, so we're going to do that ahead of time. So Pat, you're going to use this, a 10mm to take that map sensor out, and throw it all in there.
Where's that thing?
Right down there, yep.
Right there?
That 10mm, yep. You need more extensions in there.
Come on.
No, you're in the road. Alright, that's free. Yeah, you dropped it. We don't need it anyway. Okay, so now you're going to reach in there and you're just going to pop that sensor right out. Gently. Just work it, twist it back and forth, and then lift up on it ever so slightly, and it'll pop right out.
Got big hands, I can't get in there. Oh, there we go.
Alright, and just let it dangle a little bit. There you go, that's perfect.
So it's obviously going on this way.
Yeah, so put the hose on it first. So here's your hose. It goes on the nipple.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're going to take this clamp, pliers, open the clamp up and slide it over the hose.
Do you need the clamp to do it? Will it go over it?
You can pop the hose back off with the clamp on first, whatever works for you. How would you rate your automotive experience, Pat?
Rate it? I mean, I've worked on some of my own stuff, so I'm not a complete nub. But I am no automotive tech.
Get it on that hose all the way. So open that band back up. There you go, perfect. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and you pop that on. The shaved corner goes up against the intake manifold. It only fits one way.
Does it go this way?
Yep.
Like that?
Just like that.
Is this one on here tight enough right there?
Yeah,
Don't worry about
it's
it.
all tight. And I'll pop right in.
There we go.
And then you take your map sensor. And the map sensor goes over that.
Really not much room in here at all.
It's a MR16. There's no room to work on anything in these.
Nope. Okay, we're over it.
Okay.
Now we just need the bolt, right?
Yeah. So we got the extra long bolt right there. And you slide it through all 3 holes.
That's what she said.
I don't think she's ever said that, Pat.
Oh, I don't want to drop this. I think.
Through all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're just gonna take the extension without the ratchet, put it on there, and hand tighten it. And then once you get a hand tightened, you're gonna give it a little bit of a torque with the ratchet. Not too tight, it is plastic. Good. Okay, that's good. Alright, that took all of what, 3 minutes?
Maybe.
Okay, so now we're gonna put the actual diverter valve in. So we're gonna start by unplugging that. So you're gonna squeeze this tab here, and then you'll hear it kind of release, like click kind of, and then pull back.
There we go.
There it goes. Okay. And then the 3 bolts. One there, there's one in the back, and then one up top. And once you crack it free by hand, you should be able to just reach back there and twist it up with your fingers, if you can get your fingers back there. Or just use this torque socket without the ratchet, and just stick it on there and twist it like a screwdriver.
Ooh, almost dropped it.
For those playing at home, it is a T27. That's that European influence right there. There's no Torx and Allen keys on Japanese cars.
The good old Renault influence.
Yep. And if you drop the bolts, don't worry. Comes with extras.
That's sweet. Got that.
Alright, now the other 2. Yeah, they're not on very tight, which keep that in mind when you put them back on, because they don't need to be much tighter than that. And then the last one. Now take the socket off, put the little extension on there, and use it like a screwdriver. Alright, so the diverter valve's out. How long did that take you?
Another 3 minutes maybe?
2 minutes and 50 seconds actually. So there's the OEM one. So that's now out. So now the next step is we're actually going to put the Turbo Smart one in there. It only fits one way. There's 3 holes, but it only goes on one way. So you're gonna have to rotate it around until you find the way that it goes on.
Winner?
Which I think you did it first shot, Pat. It took me like 3 tries. Yep, you got that first shot. Throw those bolts back in there.
The hand tighten first?
Yep, don't tight. You need to be able to move it around a little bit so you can make sure you can get all the holes in.
This one's gonna be a pain in the backside over here.
Yeah, so do the top one first so that it doesn't wiggle around on you.
Yeah, good call.
And like you said, that back one is an absolute pain in the butt.
Yep.
So something you can do to make your life a little easier is the bolts that it comes with. See how they're Allen keys on the inside?
Yep.
So you can actually use the Allen key itself, to hold this on there and then slide it in.
Okay, to hold it on there. Okay, I might be able to get it. My hand here.
Pat's being brave. He's gonna go for it.
It is a little warm back here. Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right, it's all hand tight.
All right, now we go through and give it a little cranky crank with the ratchet.
Little cranky crank. Need the extension on there. Don't really need to tighten it much, huh?
No.
Oh, might have to go with the extension on that one. No, what was that? You have no idea what that was?
I don't either. Oh, it was the other clamp. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been putting a different clamp on that end because Pat just dropped it into the abyss.
Hopefully it fell out the bottom.
No, because there's a tray underneath the bumper.
Shit.
That's good.
That's
And
good.
then just do that back one.
It's at a weird angle.
That's good. That's all it is.
A little more. There we go.
Okay, so grand total, without the editing, 6 minutes, 40 seconds for you to put that on.
Yeah, that's in the abyss, all right.
Yeah, that thing's gone. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, we're going to put something different on that nipple. So the next thing that he's going to do is install that, and that ensures that you don't get a check engine light when you have this in. It pretty much puts resistance onto the factory plug so that it thinks that the blow-off valve is still hooked up. So Pat's going to go ahead and cut the sheathing back a couple of inches. Not going to be able to get much of a good view on this, but pretty much the big plastic sheath that runs around the wiring, you're going to cut just that back. You don't want to cut the wiring, you just want to cut that sheath back.
How's that?
Just like that. So now we have enough room here so we can go ahead and get this on there. The way this works is there's little channels in there, and they slide over the wires, and then you clip these together, and it cuts into the wire, and that's all you have to do.
One on each?
It does, yeah, it doesn't matter which one goes on what. I think this is the hardest part of the installation right here.
Sometimes these do not pierce, so be sure to make sure that they actually pierce the wires, otherwise you will get a check engine light when you turn the car on.
And then use a pair of pliers,
Can I just...
which I'm going to do it while Pat is holding that, just a little cheating. So we're just going to click that in, so it's clipped together.
That one's not... It doesn't look like it's that. There we go.
And put that one on. And there we go. Alright, so with that installed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tape this up. You don't have to do this, but just a little sense of security. We're going to tape up the end of that plug so that nothing can get in there. It doesn't need to be wrapped pretty. I mean, look at the factory wrap job and the wiring harness. It looks like crap. And then in the kit, you have some zip ties. So we're going to zip tie this right on just like that. One zip tie is really all you need. By the way, you have that backwards. This right here needs to go like that. Yep. Give it a good tug. Put it as close to the diode as you can get it.
Like up here?
Yeah, right there. Okay. And then we can take our razor blade, wherever Pat put it, and we can trim off the excess. There you go. So now all we have to do is take this vacuum line, route it in a fairly stealthy manner, because you know these things don't have enough hoses in them, to the blow-off valve. We're going to strap that down, and then that's the installation. So the recommended way to route this would be down under the throttle body, alongside the ECU, and come up right here along that harness. And if you need to cut the hose, you can cut the hose. It doesn't have to be that long. Alright, and then we have, there's two little zip ties that came with the kit, so we're going to put a little zip tie around that nipple again. Supposed to use a clamp, but Pat dropped that, so we're making do.
Got this the right way?
Yep. So get it caught and then slide it up so it's over the nipple. Yep. And then we're gonna just trim off the extra fat from that with the razor blade. Okay. And then if you want, with the extra zip tie that you have, you zip tie the hose to this harness as well, just so it doesn't go vibrating around or moving around on you.
Good idea.
And then use the razor blade again to trim off the fat. So grand total, Pat, that took you 13 minutes
Nice.
and you're done. That's it. Let's go take it for a drive.
Yep.
All right, so it's idling okay.
It's idling okay.
Let's give it some whooshies whooshies.
Let's go.
Let's hear it. Let it idle. Notice it didn't stall out. Still idling totally fine. So we're gonna take it for a ride, and we're gonna do some data logging, watch the short-term and long-term fuel trims, make sure it's not hurting anything, and that's that.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so here we have air-fuel ratio sensor 1. Ignore that one, I didn't mean to select it. But we have the accelerator pedal, so that's how much he's hitting the gas, and then our adjustment bank 1, which is gonna try to add or remove fuel depending on what this is reading. So if we have any problems, we're gonna see this kind of woo. So give it a little gas. All right. Let's take it for a rip. So the diverter valve should be 100% recirc under 5 pounds. So he was just on a little boost right there, nothing. It's not obnoxious loud, but
No,
it's nice.
not.
It's nice. It's a nice little.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick that up.
It probably won't.
That's the goal right there. There's the smiles right there. Cool. 15-minute mod. Makes you happy. Makes bushy noises. And we're out. Hi. You made it through a whole video. I appreciate that. You should go check out our other videos. You should also go check out our website, thefastreligion.com. We got like sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff.